to extend that 3-point gap between themselves and the relegation zone by securing victory today over Newcastle. Don't forget 3 p.m. starts in the Premier League. Later on TalkSport, Liverpool against Burnley, presented and hosted by Adrian Durham. 3 o'clock starts for us, big game in the Championship, Blackburn against West Brom. In the day it was confirmed that we've lost another one of our World Cup winners. Sad news earlier this morning that Jack Charlton has died aged 85. It makes us appreciate the game more, our love of it more, how proud we should be of our great footballing pyramid. At the very top of it this lunchtime on TalkSport 2, it's a battle with big implications in the fight to stay up in the top flight. Watford take on Newcastle, our country team in place, Alvin Martin. But first, Nigel Pearson.
Dan, thank you very much indeed. Yes, welcome along to Vicarage Road. The sun is shining down on the field of play, which is immaculate as ever here. The two teams have just made their way out onto the field of play with the Premier League anthem playing, and of course there will, as expected, be a minute's silence ahead of the game to remember the late great Jack Charlton after the sad news that emerged this morning that the 1966 World Cup winner and former Republic of Ireland manager passed away, and we send our condolences to his family, of course. Let me just remind you of the teams for Watford. It'll be Foster in goal, Firmino, Cabaselli, Dawson and Messina across the back, Capoue and Hughes in front of the back four, Sarr, Decore and Welbeck behind Deeney up top. For Newcastle, plenty of changes for Steve Bruce after the 5-0 defeat at Manchester City in midweek. Dubravka in goal, Manquillo, Lascelles, Fernandez and Rose across the back, Saint-Maximin, Schär, Shelvey and Ritchie behind Almiron, who's just been slotting in behind Dwight Gale up front. We'll keep you in touch with the other 12:30 kickoffs as well throughout the course of the game here at Vicarage Road. But Watford, who moved 3 points clear of the relegation zone going into this game after that victory against Norwich on Tuesday night. They're on 31 points now, level with West Ham. And West Ham have got a superior goal difference by 3 goals. Bournemouth on 28, Villa on 27 is how the league table is shaping up. Newcastle go into this game in 13th place on 43 points. The two captains then in the centre circle, Jamal Lascelles for Newcastle and Troy Deeney for Watford. Sad news about Jack Charlton earlier today. What a character, what a man, what a manager, and what a player as well. Over 700 appearances for Leeds United and a World Cup winner with England in 1966. We are now going to observe a minute's silence after the sad news that came through earlier today.
To Jack Charlton, thank you.
Jack Charlton, and I have to say this morning, driving down to Watford, some fantastic stories from former Republic of Ireland players, Tony Cascarino, Ray Houghton, and despite it being a sad time and a sad day, some funny stories as well. And certainly Alvin Martin, Jack Charlton, the type of character who did things his way.
Yeah, and I'm sure that both managers down there in the dugouts wouldn't mind a player of that calibre and with that sort of leadership qualities in their team today, I'll tell you.
Absolutely. Well, Watford then in their yellow and black shirts and their black shorts and yellow socks, attacking left to right as we look opposite the Graham Taylor stand, and Newcastle United in their away kit of all orange. So both sets of players have just taken to the knee and we'll get underway very shortly. Craig Pawson is our referee and we're underway at Vicarage Road for Watford against Newcastle United here on TalkSport 2, and already the ball's gone down towards Troy Deeney down the left hand side, and now Watford with a bit of possession early on. Will Hughes launches the ball forward, but there's nobody on the end of that. It was a poorly directed ball from the centre of the park out towards the left-hand side. Deeney's just gone in on Alan Saint-Maximin, who missed Wednesday night's 5-0 drubbing at Manchester City, and he's caught his ankle by the looks of it. So we got perhaps a little bit of treatment being needed already here. Beautiful day here in Hertfordshire, Vicarage Road, perfect setting, and Maximan's going to be okay, so we're going to be back on with the action almost immediately here now. Free kick to Newcastle. Fabian Schär is the man who's going to take it just inside his own half. Launches it deep now towards the edge of the Watford penalty area. The header clear is from Firmino towards the edge of the box. Will Hughes is able to head the ball away. Capoue got there as well with a long clearance up to halfway, but Newcastle win it back. Federico Fernandez is the man who launches it forward, and again Messina launches it forward towards Troy Deeney for Watford, midway inside the Newcastle United half, and Newcastle are able to win the ball back towards the left-hand side of Matt Ritchie. No goals here in the very early stages of Vicarage Road. Ritchie on the left-hand side of play, plays it square towards John Joe Shelvey. He takes the ball back towards Fernandez, the central defender, 31 years of age now, the former Swansea City man, and it's his 32nd appearance of the season for Newcastle United, and this their 34th Premier League game, 35th Premier League game of the season, with only 3 remaining after today. Spurs at home on Wednesday, Brighton away on Monday the 20th, and Liverpool at home is their final game of the season. Strong challenge going in, some strong challenges going in early on here. Danny Rose has gone down just in front of us, and plenty of commitment from both sides, it has to be said, with 1 or 2 flying tackles going in, Alf.
Well, Craig Pawson had a real good long look at that, didn't he? That challenge there from Sarr on Danny Rose. I felt that he'd nicked the ball off him legitimately, but because he's gone down, it looks like he's taken some contact to the face. He's decided to rule in favour of the Newcastle player, but I would have let the play go on there.
Yeah, well, it is a free kick to Newcastle inside their own half, left-hand side of play. Fernandez is the man now, launches it forward towards Dwight Gale, gets the header in on the edge of the penalty area, but it goes out towards the right-hand side of play, and Saint-Maximin now tries to whip the ball in. The offside flag's gone up though. It was a good delivery, but offside in the penalty area, so Almiron is the man who the flag went up for on that occasion, so it's going to be a free kick to Watford inside their own penalty area here now, and we're into the 4th minute of this game. I
know that was offside, Nigel, but I tell you what, that was a great ball. That's the sort of ball, yeah, that you should have somebody on the end of, and although somebody had strayed offside, that's what he's capable of delivering. It was inch perfect.
It was, and since the restart, Newcastle's league games, there's been 19 goals in those games, and that's an average of 3.8 per match. So hopefully we'll see some goal-scoring action today here at Vicarage Road. John Joe Shelvey is fouled by Troy Deeney midway inside the Newcastle half, so it'll be a free kick for the visitors here. Where do you stand on the job Steve Bruce has done, Alvin?
Well, I think he's done a solid job. It's very hard to criticise Steve Bruce. He's a vastly experienced manager. What's he had? 11 clubs, Nigel. I can't really think of too many clubs. Going Villa, Sheffield United, Wigan, Huddersfield. I mean, I've forgotten how many, but it's a lot of clubs. I can't remember him doing a bad job at any one of them.
No, I'd agree with that. And charging forward now, Newcastle moving towards the edge of the Watford penalty area. Dwight Gale tries to thread the ball square towards Almiron. It's into the path of Manquillo now, who plays it towards Saint-Maximin down the right-hand side of play. Can he get the Adam Messina? And it's a throw into Newcastle over on that far side now. Good attacking intent early on from Steve Bruce's side here.
I think it's very important, certainly, for Messina to stop him getting ahead of steam up Saint-Maximin, because I think he is somebody with a job as a fullback.
Manquillo now with the throw-in, plays it short here towards Saint-Maximin, and it's gone off Saint-Maximin, so that's a wasted opportunity for Newcastle. It goes out of play for a Watford throw-in away on that far side. A little bit of a scrappy start to this game so far. We're into the 6th minute. Watford 0, Newcastle 0. TalkSport 2, live at Vicarage Road. Plenty of commentaries across the TalkSport network today. We'll remind you of those throughout the course of the afternoon. It's a throw into Watford on that far side. Such a huge victory it was in midweek for them, of course, against Norwich, to really bolster their promotion hopes. San Maximan has been fouled by Capoue, and it's going to be a free kick to Newcastle again. And well, it's a little bit scrappy and a little bit ill-disciplined so far.
But I think Newcastle are obviously trying to pass the ball short through the channels, and I think they're playing more direct, Watford, which they will do up to Deeney.
Free kick it is then. John Joe Shelvey standing over the ball, and he whips it right-footed in towards the penalty area. But again, an offside flag goes up, and it's a free kick to Watford, away to our left-hand side now. And Charlton 0, Reading 1. And Derby 0, Brentford 1 in the Championship. Nobody can stop Brentford, can they, right now? They're just on a real roll. And again, putting pressure on West Brom, who play at Blackburn at 3 o'clock. And that game, by the way, full commentary here on TalkSport 2 of that one this afternoon. Ben Foster now, left-footed, launches the long ball towards Deeney, but Deeney couldn't quite get there. Lascelles beat him to it, and now the ball's fallen to San Maximan on the right-hand side, up towards halfway. He's charging forward at pace here. He can spot Matt Ritchie on the left-hand side. It's a good delivery to Ritchie. Ritchie now 2 players on him, and he's managed to beat them both, but he has to go backwards here. Good defending from Watford in many ways, even though the 2 players around him were beaten. He managed to maintain possession, and then he's put the ball back. Shelvey's on the halfway line, squares it now for Fabian Schär, and down to the left-hand side, Matt Ritchie once again. Good build-up here. Almiron for Ritchie again for Newcastle. He's thought about crossing it with his left foot and plays it back towards Danny Rose. And Danny Rose tries to return the ball, and it goes straight out of play for a throw-in to Watford away on this left-hand side. Into the 8th minute of the match here at Vicarage Road. Watford 0, Newcastle 0. Well,
Newcastle look like they've got a fair degree of confidence, don't they? They're stroking the ball about. Some lovely play there. Shelvey and Schär, getting the ball quite deep, I have to say. But their long-range passing is pretty accurate. And Ritchie's looked lively on this left-hand side. On the right-hand side, St. Maximin has looked like he's getting plenty of the ball. So I think Steve Bruce will be more than happy with the start they've made.
Watford unbeaten in all 5 Premier League home games that they've played against Newcastle. So, as I say, with the goal scoring that has been involved in Newcastle's games since the restart, maybe we will see plenty of scoring opportunities this afternoon, but the early evidence not. It's been a cagey start from both sides. Newcastle enjoying possession early on, but neither goalkeeper has been. Here come Newcastle now with Fernandez deep inside his own half. It goes back towards Dubravka, who almost let it slip through his legs. Now he's going to play it out wide towards the right-hand side of play, and Manquillo puts it on his right foot, launches forward deep towards it, in a free kick. Gale having a little word, I think, but he's back to his feet now as well. Craig now for Watford, squares the ball out wide towards Cabaselli, up towards halfway, aiming for Troy Deeney. Deeney beaten to it though by Danny Rose in a well-timed run, and a free kick again as Rose goes down. He's taking some knocks today, Danny Rose.
Yeah, that's I think that's one he's got right there, Craig Pawson. Deeney, who's involved. I think he fouls more than anybody in this Watford team. But he challenged for everything. I think he won't give up on anything as well. I think at this moment in time, their long balls up to him, Nigel, aren't of sufficient quality. It's very hard for Deeney, when he's not the tallest, is he? He's not 6'3". Yeah, I know he's a big boy physically, but they've certainly got to improve that quality up to him.
Matt Ritchie now, free kick. It's midway inside the Watford half. Squares it to John Joe Shelvey. He launches it forward towards the penalty area. Newcastle have won themselves a corner. It came off Cabaselli, and a corner on the left-hand side, which is Watford's right now. And still, as we say, waiting for either goalkeeper to be tested in the early stages of this game. Watford 0, Newcastle 0. You're with TalkSport 2. We'll remind you of our other commentaries throughout the course of the game here. Shelvey now whips the ball across towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Opportunity here. That's a fantastic save. Almiron coming in with the shot, and it was a superb save from Ben Foster early on here. That was the first time that either keeper has been tested in this match. And Ben Foster, good save, good reflexes. Real good chance.
It was a ball that was flicked on. It was a really well struck half volley, wasn't it, by Almiron? I think the angle was against him, to be fair, but certainly Foster did everything he was supposed to do and got himself in the way of that. But it's the first real chance in the game.
Yep, and now here come Watford. Messina plays the ball in towards Deeney, edge of the 6-yard area. Can Watford get a shot on goal? They can't, because John Joe Shelvey tidies it up and launches the ball clear, right-footed. And Cabaselli then picks it up for Watford on halfway. Plays the ball now towards Decore. It's out wide here now towards Ismail Assar. Whips the ball into the penalty area, but it lacked quality. And again, Fernandez for Newcastle able to get it clear. Back to Sarr now on this right-hand side. Again, the ball in lacks the necessary quality. It's easy for the Newcastle defenders. But Will Hughes has picked it up now here for Watford, the former Derby County man. Sarr on the right-hand side again. Needs a quality ball in, but he's under a little bit of pressure from San Maximin. That's a better ball into the area now for Watford, as the twist and turn is from Decore into the area, cleared away. But this is the best bit of possession that we've seen so far from Watford in this game. Norwich 0, West Ham 1 is the latest score from Carrow Road. That game's live on TalkSport.
Well, massive games, both of these, aren't they? You know, the 12:30 kickoffs today. You know, you feel that if West Ham and Watford win, what a major step forward that would be to survival. So massive games, and I've got to say, at this moment in time, Newcastle looking certainly the better bet here at Vicarage Road.
Yep, so West Ham a goal up. You can listen to that on TalkSport if that's your choice here at Vicarage Road. Watford 0, Newcastle United 0 on TalkSport 2, and we're in the 13th minute of this match. Ball's going to have to play on that far side. It's going to be a throw into Newcastle, just inside the Watford half. Manquillo is the man who's standing over the ball. He just collects it from one of the advertising boards first of all, and then he's going to take this throw in. It's probably about 15 to 20 yards in the Watford half on the right hand side. That's Watford's left. He's looking for options here. Shah's one option, John Joe Shelvey was another, but he goes all the way back this time towards Manquillo. Right to left, here's Danny Rose now. Rose puts it on his left foot. He's looking for Almiron. It's a good header clear though for the Hornets from Cabaselli, and it's going to be a throw into Newcastle on this left hand side. Matt Ritchie has the ball now. He plays it short towards Danny Rose. John Joe Shelvey with his back to the Watford goal and goes all the way back here towards Fernandez. Fernandez now on the right hand side for Manquillo. He's being closed down by Decore though. Halfway, John Joe Shelvey. Will Hughes tackles him. It's a good tackle from Will Hughes. Troy Deeney now tries to thread the ball through nicely towards Decore, but he can't quite get it through there, and it goes all the way through to Martin Dubravka in the Newcastle United goal. You're listening to Watford versus Newcastle on TalkSport 2 with Now TV. Sheffield United versus Chelsea live today with a Now TV Sky Sports Pass from just search Now TV. Throw-in it is then to Watford. No goals here. And throw-in taken by Firmino back towards Cabaselli. Big man at the back for Watford towards Will Hughes. Will Hughes holds the ball up on the halfway line, tries to thread it through here towards Sarr on the right hand side. Good ball back in towards Decore. Deeney now back out towards the right hand side, looking once again for Ismail Assar, but it had too much purchase on the ball, and he's gone out for a throw in on this near side to Newcastle United. Alf,
what's really important in the Premier League is that when you get opportunities to deliver or open up a defence, is that you take him, and we've just seen Sarr on this right hand side up against Danny Rose. That's going to be an important battle to win for his. Have two opportunities of putting the ball in, no time and space, and he hit the first man on both occasions. It's so frustrating, isn't it, when you see players do that?
Well, this game, the only 12:30 kickoff without a goal so far, as Watford go forward now. Ball played from right to left towards the area from Decore, but Newcastle are able to head it clear again up towards the right hand side. Now here's a good opportunity for San Maximin to move forward, but Will Hughes has tackled him. Once again, San Maximin's down, and it looks like he's holding his ankle as Watford come forward at pace down the left hand side, squared in towards Will Hughes. Now an opportunity for Watford to attack, and it's a good ball out wide towards Firmino on the right hand side. Whips it in, was looking for Deeney, and is that a goal for Watford? The keeper has just punched the ball away onto the post, and clearly it's not quite gone over. It looked as though part of the ball might have gone over the line there, but in the end they play on, and it remains Watford 0, Newcastle 0, but Watford go agonisingly close.
I thought Welbeck had opened the score in there. It was a really good volley, wasn't it? I suppose similar to Almiron's, and he gets a great contact on it on the far post, and Dubravka really doesn't seem to know what's going on. He gets a hand on it, and then it's cleared off the line just in time, but he wasn't convincing. There was he, the Newcastle goalkeeper.
Over the line, Alvin.
Certainly the fair had a few